Okay guys, we're out here today and we're going to test those loads that we reloaded last night. We're going to use my bullseye gun, which is the Kimber. We used our Nikon rangefinder. We have our range set up at 15 yards to the first target. I like to set everything up at 15 yards when I'm doing accuracy testing with the pistol. Sometimes, the closer you get, the tighter your groups are going to be, and the farther back you get, the bigger groups you're going to be on most occasions. I've noticed that at 15 yards with the pistol is just about perfect for me to get a good understanding of my loads. And it's consistent. I use the same thing every time. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to take 5 of these. If I can get them out. 4 and 5. What these are Hornady 150 grain XTPs. What I do know is this gun likes 115 grain ammo the best, and because of that we're trying to get us a perfect bullseye round. These are factory Hornadys, preloaded from the factory. The XTPs are a jacketed hollow point. It's the same bullet that I use, except these have the indentions or engravings, so it'll pedestal whenever it hits something. But I figure this would be a good baseline round to test. So we're going to go ahead and fire off a few rounds here and just get us a good baseline. Okay, there's 5 of that. Okay, that was the Hornady factory. Okay, here's our Hornady factory, so we're going to go ahead and write that on there. .115. So there's our base. Okay, this is what we're going to try to beat. We're going to go back and give them a shot. Okay, our next group is going to be our 5.4 grains. This is the one that I currently use in bullseye competition. 5.4 grains with a 115 grain Hornady. .115 grain Hornady HAP. So we're going to go down there and look at that. Okay, what we have here is the 115 grain HAPs with the 5.4 grains. Those two there could have been my part, but you see that's a pretty good group there. So we're going to go back and test the next one. Okay, here we're going to take out our this number 4.6, which is a 5.1 grain. They're all loaded at the same overall case length. The only thing that I changed on these was the powder. So the last one was 5.4. This one's going to be 5.1. Okay, there's the group right there with the Hornady 115 HAPs with 5.1 grains of powder. Not much different than the other one. So we're going to set up the next target. Okay, on this target we have the HAP 115 grain, disc number 4.3. This is going to be 4.8, 4.9 grains of powder. 4 and 5. I have to remind myself when I'm doing this kind of stuff is to slow down. That's actually the reason I shoot bullseye competition, is because I shoot so many different speed courses that I shoot bullseye trying to slow myself down. So the goal here is to slow down. All right, here we go. I didn't like that group at all. All right, we're gonna go down here and check it out. Okay, there we even had one that just barely hit right here. That was the first shot. When I hit that first shot, I went ahead and pulled it over, and then I pulled it over again. So I don't like that group at all. Okay, and this group is going to be the 4.5 grain. Based on this, my original load was the best load. So I basically just wasted all these bullets. That's what it's about. That's part of reloading. And you never know the results that you're going to get. You know, you just never know. Okay, 5 more. Wow, that was a pretty decent group there. Let's go down and look at it. Okay, the spread's a little bigger than what I would like, but you know, they were all pretty much on target, unlike this one that was throwing them all, you know, to the left. That one there shot them all in pretty decent fashion, but they were just the spread's too wide for me. But that's with the 4.5 grain. Okay, these here are 125 grains. These are the bullet that I shoot in a competition. 3, 4, 5. Out of another firearm. And these are loaded with 3.8 grains of powder, which is real light for the 125 grain bullet. But out of one of my competition guns, you don't want a lot of recoil in this particular competition. It's a IDPA, and I shoot minimum power factor anyway, so I use the minimum power factor bullet. And these shoot real good out of that gun. But we're going to try it in this bullseye gun just to see what kind of results we get with it. 125 grain HAPs with about 3.8 grains of powder. I can't load and think at the same time. You know, usually when I'm shooting all this, I'm not having to talk to a camera, so that makes it a little bit more different. All right, 125. Wow, that did okay. We're gonna walk down. Okay, there's a 3.8 grain, 125s. It looks like I got 2, 3, and 4, but one's missing, and it could have been me, but on that rest there, I wouldn't think so. But that's pretty decent. It's shooting higher because that's a heavier bullet for some reason, raises on its shot placement. But we're gonna take this in the house and we're gonna do a little evaluation on this. Okay, so in conclusion, our factory shot this group. Phone's about to get in. Here was my original bullseye shot, and you see that's a pretty decent group. We have a group there and then a group there. It could have been me shooting way low. I'll have to check that out and see if we can adjust the sights on that. But if you brought that up, it would be a pretty decent group there. Here's the 5.1, but you can see slowly from here's the first group that it starts spreading out a little bit here. This is 5.4, 5.1. Then we go to this one. Let's move that backing off. Here's the 4.8. You can see the one clipped it right there. So the group starts getting bigger. Then it starts getting even bigger with the 4.5. And then over here we shot the 125 grain, which is what I shoot in my other competition gun. And it almost, you would say, based on that's the load that I should be. I mean, it's close. If I got my calipers out, we can measure it, but this is a 5-shot group, and it actually still beats that because this is a 4-shot group because one of them didn't even hit the paper, so I don't know really what happened with that. But based on that conclusion, if I go ahead and adjust my sights, looks like I'm going to continue with my same bullseye load. Last month, 2 months ago, I guess, I won first place. This year alone, I've been second place 2 or 3 different times, and then I was first place in the last one. So therefore, I'm going to have to, and it's based on divisional standing. So that I'd have to explain all that, but I'm not going to go into all that. But anyway, based on this, overall, I won first place with this load the last time. So, it's still the load I'm going to use. All right, well, there you go, guys. There's how to figure out your accuracy on your loads, or how to do load development. And we're going to probably continue to do this in the future. All right, guys, thanks for watching.